Cowboy Jim, just I had this adjusted, and but that doesn't look better. Um, Second video of the day. This is my short change, where we have occasion or had occasion to sleep uh, 14 hours. I did. Well, no distractions when you're living alone, and then start my seven nights starting tonight. I have mentioned in the past that if you're ever looking for a company to work for, you really need consider a Nigan Tuckaroo, uh, First Nations company out of Fort Mac, and they will treat you with respect. I've worked for several companies. I won't name them, and over the years, well, I never started working really until I was 67. Up till then, I just was self-employed, always always the boss, never the worker, and I found it to be very entertaining for me, if not, shall we say, a little humbling. And but I work for a company that I recommend strongly. That's Nigan Tuckaroo. They have a lot of companies within the their ownership and so on. But if you want to break into mining, I mean, that's what we do up here. People don't understand. We actually are cleaning up one of the world's greatest natural oil spills. We're doing a service to all of Canada. With the money that these companies make, the families all across Canada, East Coasters are from coast to coast, and they pay in the mines. You can make a good living. We had a treat the other day at work, and I didn't realize how big a treat it was going to be. But I climbed out of the bus and walked into the lay down out in the mine. I have to tell you, our bus takes Buffalo Road. The reason they call it Buffalo Road is there's a herd of buffalo right in the mine, right beside the road that we take to get to where we're doing what is called reclamation, and that is where, children, that is where we are restoring. And it's our company that's doing this particular small area, but nonetheless, the mining companies restore everything as closely as humanly possible to the way it was originally, except for the oil laying on the surface and all through the sand, which was black with oil. They used to have a lake up here called Tar Lake. Get that, Tar Lake? Well, people from Edmonton, city of Edmonton, would come north and take tanker trucks of that tar substance and spread it on the streets of Edmonton because it was a lake. And so we're cleaning that up. I just wanted you to know that. I would encourage you to Google Syncrude, Google Suncor, and some of these other companies, and study what true history of this area, Fort McMurray, really is about. It's not a political football to be thrown around, used at moments of convenience. It's not. It's a group of hard working people who make a really, really good living, and they have the joy of knowing, well, a lot of people aren't joyful, but anyways, I try to be. But they have the knowledge in the back of their mind, hopefully not too far back, that we're actually doing a service in cleaning the oil up. Anyway, so I walked down to the lay down. I almost made it over to where I was in kind of getting in the line up to sign in. I noticed a chap on my right, and I walked over to him. I thought I can sign in later, and I walked over and said hello and shook his hand, welcomed him to the crew, and I said, "My name's Cowboy Jim," and he said, "I know that." I said, "Oh, how do you know that?" Well, he said, I follow you. I follow you on your YouTube channel." And I thought, "You gotta be kidding." He said, "No." And so he is very pleasant character. And but I about fell off of my chair when the safety meeting got started, and he was introduced as one of the head guys from our company, and was he articulate? When I was a kid, I read Shakespeare. I think it was Shakespeare that really shook me up, well, along with the King James Bible, but Shakespeare, um, a wordsmith, a person who could take words, uh, add in all the emotions that you can squeeze into out of your heart. Hopefully, you have some, and formulate structure, sentence structure, and stuff like that. It's so wonderful. This man knew how to be a public speaker. Whoa. After he had done, I walked over. I said, "You are just wonderfully articulate." And he was. And I just had fun. And his information, uh, I mean, you want to talk about safety? Well, you should talk about safety when you're playing with toys as big as what we run up here. I mean, the big trucks, I think, are 27 feet across the box. And when the box is lifted to dump, the top of the box goes 50 foot 6 inches in the air and carries 435 ton or 465 ton before they overload two different types, 797 cats. Well, big equipment. So, a big responsibility to be safe. Last thing you or I ever should want is to be the cause of someone not being able to go home at the end of a day to enjoy their families, or, well, everybody's situation is different. But life is tenuous at best. Scripture teaches that life is like a vapor. It's here, it's gone. It's only while you're conscious that you can orchestrate the final destination where your soul will apparently reunited with your body. I hope my body's a little taller than it is now. I'm only 5'6.5". Jeez. God has a real sense of humor. Put an Irishman inside a typical Irishman's structure. Not funny. Anyways, if you're looking for work, really, consider Negan Tuckaroo. Put them up on YouTube or on whatever. I'm pretty illiterate when it comes to laptop junk. God bless you. I hope you have a good day, and you can choose to have a good day. It's your choice, really. You can choose to be nice, or you can choose to be a jerk. Your choice, children. God bless.